Howdy Fit Fam, and welcome to another virtual Fit Club workout. Today's workout, we're going to kind of take things back a step. The goal today is to do some corrective exercises, get your muscles moving correctly, get the right muscles activated, and then follow that up with some strength exercises, all right? So this whole thing is based on reps, so the goal is not to rush through it, but to do everything right and make sure that everything's moving. By the end, everything should feel quite good, all right? So, we're going to have 4 circuits. The first 2 circuits are going to focus on the upper body. The second 2 circuits are going to focus on the lower body. So for the upper body, the first 3 exercises we're going to do are corrective. So we're going to do a thoracic spine rotation. This is one we do in the warm-up when the gym is running. You have one hand behind your back, open your chest to the roof, and bring it back down. Open your chest to the roof, and bring it back down. Alternatively, if you can't get your hand behind your back without feeling it in your neck, put your hand behind your head and rotate that way. All right? You're still going to feel that in the middle of your back, or beside your shoulder blade, and as you rotate, you want to try to get a little bit more range every time. It's a stretch, but it also strengthens those thoracic spine rotation muscles. Exercise number 2. Down on the floor. You're going to raise your toes and your arms, and down. Raise your toes and your arms, and down. You can also add while you're at the top, squeezing your elbows down, and really depressing those shoulders. So as you're squeezing your arms down, you can focus on pulling your shoulder blades down like you're sliding into your back pockets, like you would be getting into good shoulder press or push-up position. All right, we're going to do 10 of those. And then prone T's are our last one. So, on the floor, you're going to have your thumbs to the roof. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. I don't know if you can hear me through the tube. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Like so. Alright? So, if you were up, it would look like this. Really important you don't shrug into this one because then your traps are going to do all the movement. You really want to focus on engaging the shoulder blades. Like so. Alright? So you really want to feel it on the inside edge of both of those shoulder blades as you squeeze them towards your spine. So we're going to do 10 each side of those, or 10 each depending on the exercise, and then we're going to go through twice. Alright, so starting with that thoracic spine rotation. Down on all fours. Make sure you're on your forearm, hand on your back or on your head. We're going to do 10. Feel that, open up. Once you've done 10 on one side, you're switching to the other. So again, on your forearm, hand on your back, behind your head, and you are opening up. All the way down. You may feel a stretch across your chest, that's good. And just your upper and mid back rotating. Good. From there, we're going to go into the Superman. So, face down on the floor, arms out, lift. Give it a hold, down. Then you can also add, squeeze those shoulder blades. If you want. Keep those going. You don't want to feel any pain in your back with those, so you don't want to like beat yourself. So make sure that as you're going up, you're engaging all the right muscles, shoulders down and back. Engage your shoulder blades. Last one we're doing is the prone T. So staying there on your stomach, thumbs to the roof, squeeze those shoulder blades. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Really important as you're down there. Again, if you don't shrug, it's not coming up. Shoulders down and back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Notice that all three of these movements put you in exactly the opposite position you would be in if you were at your computer or driving your car or on your phone. All of these exercises are meant to open you up and get your muscles moving correctly. All right? Keep working through. Chest down on the floor, thumbs to the roof. Squeeze those shoulder blades. All right. Once you're through 10 of those, back to 1. Down on forearms, hand on your lower back or on your head. Open up. Now that we're on 2 and you're a little more warmed up, hopefully you find yourself getting a little bit more range here. You can exhale as you're rotating up. So exhale into that. All right. Maybe you want to feel that here in your thoracic spine. So as you rotate up, you should be feeling it on the inside of your shoulder blade close to your spine. Switch sides, make sure you get the other side. Same thing. 10 each side. Alright, done with those, back to the Superman. And on the floor, lift, little hold, bring it down. Lift, bring those shoulders down, or elbows down rather. Shoulders gonna move. Or just your call. All right. And once you've done 10 of those, stay down on your chest, palms to the roof, shoulders down and back. Engage those shoulder blades. Alright, once you're done with all 10 of those, that's the first circuit. Feels pretty good. You should actually feel in this area a little tired, but you should also be very conscious of it. You should feel your shoulder blades. They should be there for you. Alright? If not, what you can do before you move on, before you even do the first circuit, is roll with a ball, even a foam roller, or the rehab roller, the spike part, right in here to your pec minor. It's really just going to help rotate your shoulders down and back to get you in the right position to get your shoulder blades working. All right? On to circuit 2. So we have 3 exercises here, all upper body. So you will need a kettlebell or some kind of weight for the third exercise. But exercise 1 is just a 3-second eccentric push-up. So a slow push-up. So elbows in, 1, 2, 3, lift your hands, push. 1, 2, 3, lift those hands, push. All right, elbows in the whole time. We're gonna do 10 of those. So on your way down with your elbows in, you should feel your shoulder blades coming together as you're going down. You should also feel your chest activating quite loudly. And then as you lift, shoulder blades engage, and push nice and controlled with those elbows in. Next up, you have a choice. So you need a surface here. Do it on your couch, on a chair. You can either do an incline or a decline push-up. So, put your hands here, keep those elbows in. Now you're pushing just a little bit. The box is going to come to basically your solar plexus right here. All right, elbows in, push. So you still want to keep it slow and controlled, but we're not doing the full 3 seconds this time, just a regular movement. If you want it to be a little more difficult, You put your toes up, elbows in. You're gonna push that. All right, make sure you don't bounce your nose off the floor, but you should feel that here a little bit more in the upper chest. So we're hitting different parts of the chest based on the angle that we are doing the push-ups, okay? Last thing we're gonna do here is 10 pull-over crunch. So with the kettlebell or weight, nice and flat, tuck your hips under so you have a flat back. You're gonna reach over your head as high as you can without bending your elbows. Bring it into your knee. Alright, alternatively you can have your legs bent. You do it that way, or you get a little bit more of the lower core that way, and it'll also make sure that your back doesn't arch. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 10 of each of those, and then we're going to do that twice, just like the first round. Alright, so starting with those 3-second eccentric push-ups, push-up position, elbows in, 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, hit the ground, lift, push, elbows in, 1, 2, 3, lift, and push. Keep going. Remember that as you're going down, nice and slow, feel the stretch, feel the activation. Squeeze your shoulder blades together as you lift, so you're activating your back, and then you're pushing with those elbows tucked right in. It's going to help your chest get a little bit more of a workout. It's also going to help fire up your lats, which are a big help during any kind of pushing exercise. But they're often overlooked, or they're often inactive because we're not using them right. All right, 1, 2, 3, lift, push. 1, 2, 3, lift, and push. Remember, you can also do those from your knees. Exact same movement, not going to change too much, just a little bit more on that angle. You're still going to lift at the bottom and push with your elbows in. All right, once you've done 10 of those, incline or decline push-ups. Same idea, tuck those elbows in. Not counting for this one, but nice and controlled. All right, so you're not going for speed here. You want to feel all of the muscles activating as you're doing the push-ups. So elbows in, nice and controlled, push. Nice and controlled, push. Alternatively, toes up onto your chair, your stool, or your box. Same thing, elbows in, push. Nice and controlled. All right, should burn all the way through your chest, your triceps, and the back of your shoulders. Start to feel at the front of your shoulders. Really tuck those shoulders back, right? Because these are probably pretty tight. All right, last one of this circuit before we restart. Pull over crunch. So nice and flat, tuck your hips underneath. Pulling up overhead, arms straight. Bring it to your knee. Opposite. Right, make sure you're not bending your elbows. If you do bend your elbows, you're going to get a little bit more of a tricep workout. You do want to feel through your chest, your lats, and even your abs a little bit as you're keeping that back nice and flat. And the crunch portion as well should fire up your abs. Finish her off here, reach over overhead. Awesome. Once you're done with that, back down to the 3-second push-ups. Second round of these. Tuck those elbows. 1, 2, 3, lift, push. 1, 2, 3, lift, and push. Elbows in, lift, and push. You do need to take a break if that 3 seconds is starting to feel really, really long, or you're starting to feel it in your neck. Do take a break. Again, the goal is not to get through this fast, but to get through it right. Make sure all the right muscles are activating and all the right muscles are going to be sore after. Okay? Elbows in. 1, 2, 3. Lift. Push. 1, 2, 3. Lift. Push. So if your elbows tucked in and everything working right, you shouldn't feel that up in your neck. Remember to go down to your knees if you need to. Once you've got your 10, back into incline push-ups. Tuck those elbows and control the motion. Remember, you want the box, depending on its height, to hit right about here. If it's hitting all the way down here, probably going a bit low, or you're tipping your pelvis in. If you're hitting up here, you're probably in a V. So it's really important you're not in a V position for this one. Okay? Alternatively, you can face down. Drills up. Same thing. Nice controlled movement. Now it's going to get a little bit higher up on the chest. 10 of those. Back into the pull over the front. Tuck your hips under. Reach up. One leg at a time. Remember, you can also do knees bent. You start to feel it in your back. It's a little hard. You can also do straight leg, both legs at the same time. A little bit more core with that one. Again, make sure you can really keep that back flat. Or your feet squares. All right, nice flat back. Work through, we're going to do 10 total. Okay, so once you've done that one, that's the end of our upper body circuit. Next up, we're going to hit our lower body. So exact same idea, we're going to do 3 exercises, 10 of each. For this one, we're going to need a pillow or pad, or even a folded over blanket will do if it's a thick one. But we're going to start with a hip stretch. You can put your knee on your pelvic, you can put it on a carpeted floor. Whatever doesn't hurt your knee. Tuck your hips under, you're going to pulse forward. So from the side, tuck the hips under, pulse forward. You should feel a crazy, crazy stretch from your hip all the way down your quad to your knee. Okay? From this side, tuck, you're going to pulse forward. Do 10 pulses each side, nothing crazy. Like so. Alright? A big stretch going through there. If you don't tuck your hips forward, you're stretching like this with your butt back, like so. You're not going to get that crazy hip stretch. So tuck it under. It's like you're bringing your pelvis to your lower ribs. And pulse. Feel the stretch there. Okay? Do 10 each side. I'm going to go into my favorite. I'm going to do 10 jade circles each side. So, nice and flat, toe down. Big circle behind your butt. And take this hand and put it about a foot in front of you so you can lean forward to make sure that on those circles, you're not rotating backwards. So you're not rotating so your hips point up. You want your hips to be neutral or pointed down a little bit. That way you're going to get the side of your butt, your glute median, fired up. All right, and from there, you've done 10 each side of those. You're going to take your pillow again and put it between your knees. And we're going to do a glute bridge. And you're going to squeeze that pillow for a second and then come down. Drive through the heels, squeeze your butt, and squeeze that pillow, come down. All right, so that's going to do a couple of things. It's going to get your glutes fired up. It's also going to get your pelvic floor fired up a bit with that pillow squeeze, which is very, very useful for lower body exercises and just life in general. All right, so starting things with the couch stretch, or the hip stretch. So tuck those hips under, pop it forward. Just like so. Feel that stretch here. If that's not challenging enough, you can upgrade into a couch stretch. So you're going to put your toe up on a couch or a stool. Now you tuck your hips under, you're really going to feel a major stretch through there. It's a super, super useful stretch for anyone who sits down a lot or anyone who gets a lot of knee pain. To stretch out the hips and the quads, take some of that pressure off of the knee. So tuck the hips under and push. For me, my left side is significantly tighter than my right. I can feel it right away even before I start pulsing. Which is awesome. Good. So you really, really, really have to be careful with that one. Don't stretch too far or too hard. You can actually tear your quad muscle, which we don't want to do. So that doesn't feel very good. Kind of defeats the purpose of the corrective exercise. All right, so nice and gentle, you want to feel the stretch, but no pain. So stop before it actually starts there. All right, chain circles, nice and flat. Hand on the floor, about a foot away. Put your body weight on that hand. Big circle. Toe pointing down, circles behind your hips. Feel that on the side of your glutes. Other side. Hand out, toe down. Awesome. All right. Now take your pillow between your legs, between your knees. Drive to the heels, squeeze, down to one, down. Drive to the heels, squeeze your butt, squeeze, down. So the first thing you're doing is driving to the heels, squeezing your butt. Picture breaking a walnut with your butt cheeks. Then you're squeezing your knees together at the top for another second and down. So it's one, squeeze butt, two, squeeze knees, down. One, squeeze butt, two, squeeze knees, down. All right? Drive to the heels, squeeze your butt, squeeze your knees. If you are too far away, you're going to start to feel it more in your hamstrings. It's going to be next to impossible to squeeze the pillow. So you want to be right about there, a little closer to your butt, so you can squeeze both effectively. Might feel weird. It's good for you, I promise. All right. Back up to the top with the hip stretch or couch stretch, whichever you are doing. Knee on the pillow or on the floor. Tuck the hips and pulse. Just 10 pulses. And switch sides. Tuck under. Good. Hopefully the second time around it was a little looser than the first. But releasing our hips first and then activating our glutes actually means we're probably going to get a little bit more benefit, because our glutes will be able to fire a little easier when our hips aren't all gummed up. So, chain circles, hand on the floor, make sure you're flat. Big circles behind your hips. Again, make sure the circles are behind your hips, not in front, so you get the glute, not the front of your hip flexors. Then flip it over. Same thing on the other side. Hand here, body weight on your hand, big circles. Right, next up, pillow between your legs, drive for that heel, or those heels, squeeze your knees together and down. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your knees, down. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your knees, down. Butt, knees, down. Good job. So we'll do 10 of these. Keep working through that. Really squeeze your butt like you're trying to crack a walnut with your butt cheeks. And then at the top, squeeze your knees together. And that whole thing will help get your pelvic floor kind of fired up and working for you. All right, last circuit. So we've got 3 exercises here focused on the lower body. You can use a weight for these, but you don't have to. All right, the goal here again is just to activate the muscles, use them properly, and that's it. If you want to add extra challenge, awesome. Just make sure you're doing everything right and getting all the right muscles fired up first. So first thing we're going to do is a deep squat. So feet shoulder width apart, knees out. I always like to screw my feet into the floor. So I've got my feet forward, but I'm kind of putting leverage on them, rotating them outwards. The floor is in the way, so what happens is you see my knees pop out. That's because I'm screwing in the floor. Now, down as low as you can. And then you're going to drive through the heel and come back up. It's almost like you're going into that human sit, or almost like you are. So go as low as you can. Feel the stretch throughout the entire lower half of your body. And you're going come up. All right, so we're gonna do 10 of those, nice and slow with that pause at the bottom, 1 second pause at the bottom. All right, then using your stool or chair, you're gonna have your back foot up, knee out, and you're gonna down into a split squat. So you're driving through that front heel, dropping that back knee straight down, keeping that knee out. So we're gonna do 10 each side there, and then a very similar movement. You can use your pillow again for this one. We're going to start at the floor in that hip tuck position, just as though we were about to do the couch stretch, but instead you're going to drive through that front heel and lunge. So with your hips tucked under and your chest up, you should again feel that stretch through your quads. All right, we're going to do 10 each side there. If you have issue with that one or that causes balance issues, feel free to grab a stick, a broom, whatever you need to help balance, because the goal is to stay nice and straight as though your chest is in an elevator shaft. Just going straight up and down. All right, so starting with the deep squat times 10. Screw those feet into the floor, knees out, drop it down, pause at the bottom, drive through the heels. Knees out, drive through the heels. Out, drive through the heels. Really focus on keeping those knees out and that external torque on the knees. All right. From there, we're going to use the stool to do some split squats. Back foot up on the stool, weight on that front heel, again, knee out. Knee out, dropping it straight down, keeping that chest up nice and high. You have your hands up for balance wherever you want, on your sides, whatever works for you. Keeping that knee out, driving through the heels. Feel that stretch in the back knee. You don't want to be 35 feet away from your box either, or your stool or whatever you're using. Should look like so. Should be able to drop that back knee straight down. So you should feel a stretch, but the stretch shouldn't be the main factor here. In fact, the stretch shouldn't, if you're too far as you're going down, it's going to force your chest down. You should be able to keep your chest up. So it's forcing your chest down, just kind of move a little bit closer to your raised surface. All right, once you got 10, switch sides, knee out, drive through. Out, drive the knee. Out, drive the knees. If you find yourself rocking forward to your toe, just give yourself a second reset. Drive that. This means that your weight's coming forward instead of dropping straight down, which we don't want. After all that glute work we just did, you should be feeling that loudly in your glutes as you're doing these, because they should be active. They should be awake, they should be doing their job. Just standing you up. All right, once you're done with those, lunge to the floor. So tuck your hips under, chest up, drive through that front knee. You should feel the stretch here, your chest is in an elevator shaft. It's going straight up and down. So as you're driving through the heel, you should feel the activation in your butt. You may actually feel quite a bit of fatigue in that back quad because it's stretched out. It is doing a little bit of work, but it's not pushing you on the knees. It's getting a very, very good stretch. All right, once you've done 10, switch her over, hips under, starting at the bottom, drive through that. Same thing here, you should feel the stretch in that back quad. That chest is coming straight up and down. Right. So once you're done there, shake that off. We're going to go through that set one more time. Starting with the deep squat. So, toes screwing into the floor, so toes pointing outwards, which makes your knees pop out. Pause at the bottom, drive through the heels. Pause at the bottom, drive through the heels. Can't quite get this low, that's totally fine. Get to wherever you can. Just don't try to get a little bit lower by compensating by bringing your chest down. That's not going to help us. In fact, it's going to push all the way forward. And these muscles here will kick in, which isn't what we want. So keep that chest up. Wherever your body stops you, that's fine. Drive through the heels and stand from there. Just try to get a little bit lower every time. All right, once you've done your 10 of those, back foot up on the box, or chair, or whatever, chest up, drop that back knee straight. Same thing with the lunge, you want that chest to come up and down, not rocking back and forth. Nice and controlled. This is what we're going to do. This is why you should start doing this one without a weight. Especially today when we're really, really focusing on getting the right muscles fired up. Because you want to make sure you can do it right before you start throwing weight on this. Throw weight on an improper movement, might get a little stronger, might look good, but building a lot of power, a lot of muscle on top of an unstable foundation, which is how you get injuries, which is what we're trying to avoid today. Yeah, drive through the heels. Feel that stretch in the back. There's that burning fatigue in the back like I was telling you about. Alright, finish those up. Should feel that activation in the front glute, progressing side. That crazy stretch in the back leg. Same with this next one. All right. From the bottom, tuck, drive, chest up, chest in an elevator shaft. Those hips tucked up. Don't let your hips, as you go down, your hips may want to collapse like that. Trying to keep your chest up, but your hips are kind of collapsing under you. Don't let that happen. That's why we're doing this from the bottom. So you reset every time if you need to. Reset. You can even keep your hands there, kind of pushing your butt down to keep that those hips rotated under you. Rotate. Under, reset at the bottom if you need to. Drive. All right. Once you've done your 10, shake it off. You should feel quite a bit of lactic acid in your quads, maybe in your glutes as well, but those stretches, whew, you can get to you. All right, so shake it off, grab a drink. Next step is a challenge. So make sure you're posting your challenge on the FitFam Facebook page. Get points for your team. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day, everyone. See you next time.